I guess, communicate with us regarding this, please don't hesitate to visit our forums, and I'll share my screen soon so you can have a look at that. We're not starting until 4 in the afternoon, so we've still got about 10 minutes or so to grab a cup of tea, grab a cup of coffee. More importantly, if you folks have got your XOs, I really, really encourage you to have it charged. And if you've got your XOs to the most current um, software, um, please get that installed, because what we're going to do is we're assuming you already have your XOs on Android. We're assuming you're using the build that has the app universe. And what we're going to do is we're focusing on a few select apps and making the most out of that. How to use it, how to use it for your stage 1, 2, and 3 children. That's about it for me for the moment, folks. I'll see you in about 10 minutes or so, and we should get started around that time. Mind you, some people might think it's going to be at 4:30, so I might need to repeat myself a couple of times. But don't you worry, folks, it's all recorded. So grab a cup of tea, um, get yourself comfortable, charge your XOs, or if you've got another XO there that is fully charged, you can just swap the battery over. That's not a problem. Um, if you want to ask a question, please feel free to click that raise hand button and I'll unmute yourself, and or just chat on the questions pane. I've got Larissa and Jay on the panel with me, so please feel free. So Jay, I've just unmuted you. If you can mute yourself, so if you want to contribute, you can just click unclick yourself. So yeah, there you go. Perfect. Hey, folks, thanks so much for your participation. Like I said, just grab that cuppa, and we'll be back soon. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about 3 minutes to 4. I think it's safe enough time to let's get started. So what I'll do is I'll put up a quick poll for everyone, and if you guys can please just answer to the best of your ability. So it's just a quick idea of just basically letting us know what your preferences are. So, oh wow. Hi Kay, you had your hand up? Folks, I'm closing the poll in three, two, one. Closing it. And I just wanted to actually quickly share the results with you. It's really fascinating, actually. If you have a look, majority of the teachers are using the XOs for internet browsing, and then come after that is literacy. So you do know that we actually have majority of you guys would actually have preloaded apps on your XO, and I'm not going to steal the thunder from the other um, presentations I'm going to be doing with Louisa and Jay, but it's really exciting to have a look at what we have in store, because there are a lot of apps that we're going to get, and a lot of them have already been paid either by Rangan, or it was donated, or there's a special deal happening. So please stay tuned. So what I'll do now, folks, I'll just quickly hide this, and I'll give you guys a couple of more minutes. I'm going to do another poll about the forums page. So just quickly have a look at that. So folks, uh, just for housekeeping, for those of you who just arrived, if you do have a question or a concern, or if you'd like to participate and say something, please feel free to raise your hand. There's a button on your toolbar that allows you to have something called raise hands, and it's going to allow me to click on your profile and unmute you so you can talk to everyone. If you're using a laptop, it should have a built-in microphone there. If not, and you're using a central computer that doesn't have one, just chat to me or ask a question to me. We'll get that organized that way. So, folks, the actual agenda for today. Oops, sorry. Let me just close the poll real quick. So the agenda for today is twofold. The first thing I'd like to share with everyone is the recent developments we've got for the forums, for the support page, uh, for the instructions that we can give you. And the second thing that we wanted to talk about is as per the webinar. Hang on a sec. Let me just share this. Hide that. As per the webinar curriculum that I've kind of written up, today we're actually going to use cloud servers, MyScript calculator, and I was hoping to use Anki Droid, but I think we won't have enough time for that. So I'll focus on these two, having cloud servers and MyScript calculator and WPS presentation. Now, once we've done those three, I'm going to talk to you guys about tackling multiple users, single users, and collaborative work. So if you have not seen the forums, well, guess what? You're looking at it now. So this is what the forums look like. And the actual web page is going to be broadcasted to everyone. So I'm just going to quickly copy that and send to everybody. And just quick audience participation. Did you receive, if you've received that chat, just quickly click on raise hands. If you've received that website, just click on raise hands. Thank you. Thanks. Beautiful. I think everybody had a chance to receive that. Excellent. Now, if you haven't received it, folks, just let us know so we can get that sorted for you. Um, a good 50% of you have raised yes, you've received it. If you have not, okay, folks, I'm clicking on lower hands now. So thank you. So I've cleared the board. Okay, there's more. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna clear the hands up now. I'm gonna clear everything. Cool. Oh, thanks, Michelle. Brilliant. So, folks, once you've actually visited that, you can register using using the same email that you've used when you registered for the XO. Um, it's pretty simple. You just log in. If you don't want to log in, that's fine as well. You can still browse and have a look at the topics that's there. But for myself, what Louisa, myself, and Jay have been doing is we've been actively updating the forums with what's happening. I'm currently on my third week of teaching placement, so I'm studying to be a high school teacher. So I'm not at the office for the next 2 weeks. So these the concerns that you guys have, it's best if you actually, instead of emailing just us, you can actually put it on the forums. And once it's on the forums, it's not just myself, Jay, Louisa, Paul, or Matthew who can have a look at it. You also have other people such as Jane West from Queensland. You've got Miss Tamara from Hilltop Road in New South Wales, and these people are very, very well phased with, are well trained in exos, and sometimes the actual solutions come from them. So, in the true spirit of collaboration, I really encourage everybody to make the use of the forums. Um, you've got a lot of questions here that are already that you may have that have been answered already. So have a go. If you've got a specific question regarding your school, feel free to type it in here, and yeah, we'll help you get that solved. So, any questions about that? Just raise your hand and I'll unmute you. Any questions? No one? All good? Okay, I'm closing the topic. Fantastic. So, as you've noticed, folks, we're looking at some apps today. I'm really excited to do this because the cloud servers, these are basically your Google Drive, which I've got here with me at the moment. You also have your Microsoft OneDrive, and you've got Dropbox. It really depends on how you want to have it. But the first thing that we do need to do is explain how you can go ahead and obtain your obtain one of these accounts. Um, Out of interest, who here is not from New South Wales? Just quickly raise your hand. So anyone here not from New South Wales? Thanks, Paul. Oh wow, there's a good percentage. About 20% is not from New South Wales. I've got some South Australians, some Victorians. Okay, so folks, the reason I specify this is with New South Wales, I was made aware that our Department of Education cleared Google, so we can actually use the cloud servers. So you can use Google Drive, you can use Microsoft 365, and Department of Ed were happy to clear that for us. I can't speak on behalf of the other states. Um, Jackie, is it okay if I unmute you and you can help us with a couple of things in Queensland? Hi, Jackie.
Yes.
Jackie, could you guys,
Hi, how are you?
mate, doing really well. Thanks for participating. I was just
That's
wondering,
all right.
would you be able to help us identify, can Queensland schools actually access the Google Drive?
I haven't tried myself. And what are you referring to as the Google Drive? Is that to do with the cloud server?
Yes, yes, because you know how you
Right.
you can have your Gmail, and when you've got Gmail, you've got access to Google Drive and Google Apps and all that kind of fun stuff.
Well, I mean, I can get Gmail on the EXO.
Okay, fantastic. Um,
So if that's,
okay. And you guys are managing to connect to the internet, not a problem, yeah?
yes, well, I did attend the Connect, the new is the Connect instead of the Droney,
Yes.
and I've only done it to one, but I am having a little bit of trouble with that, but I think there's a new build, isn't there? So I was going to try that before I sort of queried anything more about it.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, what we'll do is if you've got a specific question about that, we are recording this. So if you'd like to actually type on a question, I've got Louisa and Jay both on attention. So they'll be able to answer that whilst I'm addressing another question.
Oh, okay.
Cool. All
Yep,
right, Jackie.
not a problem.
Excellent. Thanks for participating. I'll put you on mute again. Yep.
Thank you.
So I've got Mr. Corin. Paul, is it okay if I unmute you? I'm going to quickly unmute you and then we can have a chat. G'day, Paul.
Hello, mate. Can you hear me?
Doing really well, thank you. And yes, going in loud and clear. So you said that in Queensland you don't have access to Drive or Dropbox.
No, that's one of the things that they haven't put through yet.
Okay, not a problem. So what I'll do is I'll quickly talk about how other teachers can access it using their devices. But if you've got yourself a server or a school like a school cloud that you guys use, a school server.
Yes, we've got a like a network that everyone can access.
Perfect, perfect. And do the students have access to it, or just the teachers?
Students have access to like a student part of it. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, so I'll see if I can get that sorted out as well, and that way it's going to be an easy fix for people who want to get involved. I'll put you on mute. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Matt.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna try to locate one of my friends from South Australia. So hang on, let's speak on Susie. Susie, can you talk? Hi, Susie. Okay, there's a bit of static there. Can you hear me okay, Susie? Not really? Okay, I'm just going to mute you. Let's go to Jan. G'day, Jan. Can you hear me, Miss Rayna? Oops.
Yes.
Oh, I just realized you're from Queensland as well. Sorry, I thought you were in South Australia.
No, that's all right.
Sorry, I'll put you on mute quickly. We don't have any more South Australians that I can talk to. Hang on. Okay, so bear with me for a moment. Oh, here we go. Scott was SMSing, so was messaging me. So Mr. Panton was saying SA schools are specifically forbidden from using any cloud storage providers. Okay, so as you can see, folks, each state has a different policy. Look, we have to respect what they have. Just to let you guys know, when it comes to it, we have to respect what the school policies have. There's no ifs and buts about it. If the DEC says this is going to happen, well, guess what? We got to follow suit. Anyway, onto that, I'll quickly show you what my XO has to offer. Okay, and as soon as I did that, it died. Of course, it's because I'm using it. So it just doesn't happen to it. It happens not just to everyone, but to people who are supposedly training people. Technology can ruin your day. Anyway, moving along. So it seems to be working still. So what I'm going to do, if this does not work, I'll still have an opportunity to show you because I took photographs previously. And if all else fails, we actually have the support page. And I'll quickly get the support page website chatted with you. Okay. Now, folks, if you did not get that support page website, it's just the link that I added on. Please raise your hand, and I'll get Louisa and Jay to get that link to you one way or another. An easy way to do it is if you've ever received an email from myself or Louisa or Jay, the forums and the support page are all linked on our signatures, so you can have a quick click on that too. Now, Louisa was kind enough to actually give an instructions on how to add a Google account. We'll talk about that in a little while on the third part, specifically on collaborative work. But let's have a look at what you can do with a few apps. Sorry, folks. All right. So what I'm going to do now is talk to you guys about something called the MyScript calculator. This is already preloaded on your devices. It's pretty cool, and it actually helps the kids learn how to write and draw the numbers physically. And what I'm excited about with this is if you have a look at the tutorial, it actually shows you what it's doing. So you actually write using your fingertips, and it's going to provide you with your answers right there. It's pretty cool. So, oh, sorry. Oh, shoot, I lost her. There she is. G'day, Helen. How you going? Hi, Helen. Can you hear me? Yep. You're very, very faint, but you had your hand raised. Is there a question I can answer for you? Okay. All right, mate. I'll put you on mute again. So, folks, if I see that your hand's raised, just that basically tells me I'm gonna unmute you and we can I'll answer some of your questions. Yeah. All right. So if you can't see the MyScript calculator, all you need to do is go to the app universe. Okay. And if you all promise not to copy my password, actually, I can freeze my screen. You don't have to see my password. So I'm just going to quickly log into, actually, this might be useful. So on the app universe, what I've just done is I've opened the app universe, but hang on, I'm not signed in. So I'm going to quickly sign in to my XO ID. This is where I'm going to freeze the screen. And I'll click that little green button there. So I signed in. So now that I'm signed in, App Universe is recognizing Mr. Vergara as someone who's already logged in, and it's going to give me more apps available for me to download, which is pretty cool. Now, for all of you, you can actually see what's been installed already, right? And if you don't have the MyScript calculator, you can actually download it from the App Universe, or there's the Play Store. There you go. So what I might do is I'll maximize I'll maximize this so everybody can have a look at it. Is that a bit better if I maximize the screen that way? Cool. Okay. So all you need to every XO in this new build now comes with the App Universe, the XO ID, and Play Store pre-installed. So you've got no problems about getting apps. You've got the variety there. I do know for a fact that there are some schools who they've got some firewall to prevent students from downloading inappropriate apps or accessing inappropriate pages. So you've still got that protection there. You don't have to worry about that. Right. Getting back to the MyScript calculator. One exercise you might do with your students is you've got a mathematics class and you're teaching them how to write numbers. You can actually teach them how to write their decimals. Oh, sorry, their natural numbers there. And if you want to erase that, just have it a quick swipe. And you can even do a bit of, oh, sorry, a bit of multiplication. There you go. It's actually a bit more capable than that because you can actually have the square root of pi, and it's actually going to solve that for you. But it's up to you and how you want to use it. Just to let you know, a teacher that saw this immediately thought about how the children can then start practicing the numbers, and they can actually just correct it by scrubbing that off. Oops, sorry, scrubbing that off, or just pressing the button up here. And then I am quickly going to highlight that for you. There's a button there called rubbish. So if I wrote something and I don't really want that, you can just press the rubbish button and it disappears. Cool. All right, so there's someone who's got their hand raised. G'day, Jan. I've unmuted you. Did you want to say something? Hi, Jan.
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it was a mistake.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Okay, let's put that down. All right. So, any questions so far, folks? Okay, so if you've got any questions at all, just let us know. Type on your chat button or just put your hand up and I'll unmute you so we can get you sorted, okay? Okay, so moving on from there, I think the coolest app that I really enjoy is something called the WPS Office. Now, this can give you your word processor. This will give you your PowerPoint as well as your Excel all rolled into one little neat package. So just with a quick raise of hands, teachers, who has used the WPS Office? So just quickly raise your hands. Fantastic. Thanks, Paul. Brilliant. There's quite a few of you that's already used it. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do is show you, I'm just going to put that down, folks. Thanks for participating. Now I'm going to quickly show you the power that this has. If you already know how to do it, great. But I've got a few things that I wanted to show everyone. So say for example, you have access to Dropbox or you have access to the to Google Drive. If you notice here, it has add cloud storage. Okay, so when you've got cloud storage, if you access that, it's actually going to show you what the availabilities are. You've got Google Drive, you've got your OneDrive, you've got Evernote. It's all there. Okay, so what we'll do is I've got access to Google Drive. I'm just going to click Google Drive, and once I'm there, it's actually going to recognize, okay, well, have you logged in yet? I'll sign in with my Jonat laptop. I feel so silly. I'm so sorry. I started typing on my PC instead of my XO. John. Hosting a webinar isn't as easy as you think, folks. Okay, bear with me for a moment. Let me just freeze my screen. Okay, so I sincerely hope none of you saw that. Okay, so I'm just going to click accept. So for those of you who haven't done it yet, you've got a little button that says raise hands. So if you've actually got a question or you'd like to participate, or if you'd like to say something, there's a little button right next to mute that says raise hand or lower hand. And if you click on that, I'll be able to pay attention to you. Yeah, so like what Michelle's doing right now. Hold on. G'day, Michelle. How you going? Hi, Michelle. I can hear you. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so basically just click on that button to raise or lower your hand and I'll be able to hey, get you organized. Now, um, so there are some questions here about the presentation part of WPS. So look, there are going to be some updates to hopefully fix the stability parts of it. But getting back to where we are. So now that I've already connected my WPS to my drive, so I can automatically save everything that I have onto my Google Drive if I want to, or even better, because I've got some items here, I can actually just click on one of these devices, one of these, one of these files from the drive itself. It's going to download and translate it into a PPTX or a DocX or an XLX. So there you go. So FYI, this is just a PowerPoint that I downloaded online. I was trying to understand Python. Yeah, it didn't happen. Okay. Now, say for example, you'd like to get a copy of this. All you need to do is click on Save As. And again, you can choose where to save. You can save either to cloud storage. I don't know if you can see, I'm trying to highlight it best I could. So either cloud storage, or you can save it to your documents or your SD card, which is pretty much the same thing. It's just going to save it on your device. Okay. And as you can see here, you can actually save it as a PowerPoint, or I'm just going to cancel that. Say, for example, you've got a Word document that you'd like to save. It's going to So say, for example, for my trial document, I'm going to open that up. It's going to automatically open it in its word processing form. Okay. And if I want to save this as a PDF, just click on File, select Save As, or even export to PDF. And you can have it as a PDF, or you can have it as a another format, rich text, Doc 2000 and 1997 to 2003, whatever format you need it to be. Cool. So any questions about that, guys? So if you've got any questions or concerns, folks, please feel free to just click on that button and we can have a chat about it. Ah, brilliant. So I'm going to answer that question now. How do you save to a USB key? So I'll quickly show you folks how to. Okay. Bear with me. I'm just going to turn on my webcam, okay? So pretending this is the USB stick. Oopsie. So this is my USB stick, okay? So if I put this onto my XO, I attach it to my XO, saying preparing USB usage, and you have something called the ES File Explorer right there, okay? So once you open ES File Explorer, you can see the USB stick key, yeah? And you notice you've got your WPS documents right there. If I select my documents, press and hold until you see it selected, and you can click on copy or cut down at the bottom. Okay, so this is all located on the WPS, it's all located on the ES File Explorer. So what I'm doing is, hang on a sec. So hang on, Kay's got a question. Sorry, Kay. Kay, I'm going to unmute you real quick. Kay. All right, she doesn't want to unmute herself. That's fine. Oh, you don't have a microphone. Ah, that's okay. I'm sure Jay and Louisa can answer that question of yours. That's fine. Okay. So, folks, once you've already selected your once you've selected the file that you'd like to get, choose the USB storage, and you can actually. Oops, I didn't actually. Scott, how are you sending me an email when you're supposed to be listening in? Come on, mate. Sorry, I'm still on teacher mode. And once you've selected the destination folder, just press on paste and you're good to go. And here it is. Hi, Helen. Okay, so once I've created a file on my WPS program, so I close that by pressing the you see the button I'm highlighting right now? It looks like a little house. Yep. So if you press that, there's going to be a blue folder called ES File Explorer right about there. Oops, sorry. I don't know if that's going to be shown. Cool. And sweet as, not a problem. All right, mate. Thank you. Okay, so real quick, what Helen was asking is where you can find that. So normally it's actually here on your shortcuts folder. Otherwise, if you press the XO button here, oopsie, come on. If you press your XO button here, you can actually find ES File Explorer on your app drawer. Cool. All right. Any more questions, folks? So this is available for everyone who has an XO. The WPS software already comes pre-installed. And again, if you don't have it, folks, it might be worth having a look at our support page and downloading the most current version of the most updated version of our Android build and get that sorted for you. It's always handy to have that. So the trick to get to Google Apps. Okay, sorry, Daria. So Daria was asking, so how about the Google Apps in the Google Drive? So let's get back to it. What I'll do is I'll show you the website that my colleague Louisa made. She did a really great job with Jay's and with Jay revamping the entire web page uh, for the support page as well. Both of them did a fantastic job. So, okay. First things first, once you've actually gotten to your home page, to the main page of your XO, you can swipe on the upper right hand side. So what does that look like? Just up here, just swipe. So what I did is just swiped down, go to settings, and you need to swipe up until you find add an account. Cool. So I'm gonna add account, and you get to select Google. So I'm gonna go Google. It says, do you want to add an existing account or create a new one? Now, folks, I've already installed my Google account here. What Lewis has done, I think, is fantastic. So I'm going to go back to that page so we can follow through from there. So click on existing and don't join Google Plus. Trust me, don't join Google Plus. And just basically follow the instructions here. And once you're there, it's up to you whether or not you'd like to include payment information. We suggest that you don't. And before you do anything else, right, you actually have this thing called browser sign in. Okay, so if you press those three little buttons there, oops, sorry guys. Okay. G'day, Paul. Sorry, mate, I didn't see your hand up. My window was minimized.
No, you're right, mate. Just quickly, are we able to create a class, a Google account, so that each of the kids don't have to create their own individual account?
Yes, of course. That's nothing, absolutely nothing stopping you from doing that. So if you want, I don't know what stage you're at, but P. Corin's class or whatever you want to put it at gmail.com, you can have that there.
Okay, sweet.
Sweet.
Can I add something to that?
Yes, of course.
Hi guys, Larissa here. Yes, so we have kind of entertained the idea of a classroom creating a Google account so the students can share the Google services. One holdback on that was sharing apps. So you can install an app on a number of different devices, but it will depend on the license of the actual application that will maybe limit you on how many devices you can install it on. So sometimes it might be 10, sometimes it might be unlimited. Just something to look for if you're interested in using one Google account for the whole classroom.
Will that have that information be somewhere in the App Store to tell us how many accounts that will be used?
I've tried to find it myself. I've looked at the Google licensing and also some of the apps. So Google doesn't specify anywhere how many devices you can share apps on. It kind of hints that it's unlimited, but just from word of mouth and just some of the comments in the forums, some people have found other limitations. So hopefully you'll have to look at the app developer to kind of see what their guidelines are.
Yeah. To give you guys a bit of an idea, my kids are both Minecraft addicts, and I've got 3 XOs with Minecraft. I've got 2 Android phones with Minecraft, all with the one license that I bought. So all in all, I've got 5 copies of Minecraft in different devices from one license.
Yeah, I think even like anything under 10 is fine. It's when you start getting up to like 30 devices, you might find that some of them put a limit on you, but it's kind of a trial and error at this point. We're still figuring it out ourselves.
So I hope we answered that question for you, Paul.
Yeah, thanks, mate. That's awesome.
Not a problem. Okay, so bear with me for a moment. I'm just going to quickly mute you again. Now, we also have a question from Kanu. Hang on, where's Kanu? Sorry, I've got Jackie as well. Jackie, oh goodness. Sorry, guys. I accidentally clicked on the hand up button, which puts you on your alphabetical order. Never mind. Found her. Hi, Jackie. Found her. Unmuted. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, just in regard to how many you can download, I've just set up one account and I've run into problems and I get to usually about 20 and it stops letting me. But if I find if I go in the next day, I can usually put it on the other 5 exos I've got in my classroom.
There.
So I can get up to 25. Yeah,
I'm
just
sorry.
a way around it.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Yeah, thank you.
Not a problem. The reason I was kind of giggling there is because we just had a brilliant collaboration in how to share licenses. So there you go, folks. If Google is letting us do it, why not do it? What I found is compared to the iPad model, Google is a lot more freer when it comes to their apps. So in terms of if you've got the APK, which is the file that the app came from, you, if you've got the APK extracted, you can actually just share that within the uh, with other XOs or with other devices. But guys, this is a caveat. We are not Google. We don't control that. We want to supply you with all of these free apps as much as possible, but it's up to you and to your school's policy how you want to go ahead and buy one app under a license and share it with others. So I'll leave that completely up to you and your policy. Now, one of the questions Kanu had is how do you create a whole class Google account? That's a very good question. I believe what Paul was referring to is basically having, say, for example, if Paul teaches year three, he'll probably just have Mr. Corin year three at gmail.com, and that belongs to the class. Everyone in the class can access it. Everyone in the class can submit assignments and homework to that. So um, if that was a misunderstanding, Paul, I apologize. If you'd like to, I guess, type on the questions pane on what you actually meant by class class account, that'll be really helpful. So other teachers can follow suit. Yeah. Okay. So we'll move on, folks. Oh, hang on. There's another question there. Um, Kay was saying, and Kay, I think Kay's from Queensland, isn't it, Kay? She says, I can do this at home, but it doesn't work at school. Certainly not for the kids. Oh, so you're in New South Wales. Okay. Oh, why did I have it? Never mind. Yeah, so what Paul was saying is we actually just have one account and the kids know the password for it, so they can all access it. So getting back onto this, I'm on live at the moment. I'm gonna see if I can hijack my daughter's because my daughter has an education um email. She's in year one, so I'll click existing. Now, when you get onto this page, hang on. Louis, did you want to mute yourself real quick?
Sorry.
Sorry. Cool. So, oh shoot, I accidentally muted Jay. Sorry, Jay. Sorry, Jay. Okay. So when you get to this stage, there's this three buttons here, and those are the very same three buttons that Lewis highlighted on this. So if you press on that, on these three buttons, it shows you the browser sign in, right? Now, the questions we were having before was that um, we actually had some issues logging in, or it doesn't work for the students at the school. It's because it's being blocked by your DET firewall. I think that's the best explanation I can offer that. So if you actually have this browser sign in, it kind of does a what's the best way to describe it? It kind of hides along the firewall and lets you do it. Okay, so I don't really know what my daughter's password is, but click on OK for that, and you get to the browser sign in. So I'm going to type in my daughter's, oopsie. And I think her password is this. Okay. Oops. Sorry, folks. I don't have the correct password for my daughter's. Let's see that. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I can't show you the actual live bit of what happens after this. But I'll show you what Lewis did do. So going on to this, if you're in New South Wales, your DEC email with the domain at education.newsouthwales.gov.au is what you're going to need here. So she highlighted that quite well there, right? Okay, so let's try a different, I'll try live again, okay, folks? So, all right, so hang on, I've just got a few chats here. So you have to use at education.newsouthwales.gov.au, and I'm going to use the password here. Okay, so hopefully this works. I'm praying. Here we go. Yes, fantastic. So this way you can actually bypass that firewall and get to your portal login. So when you get to that stage, now this is going to be, if memory serves me right, your regular at det.nsw.edu.au domain name and just your regular password. So there you go. All right, folks. So that's basically it. You're now connected to Google. You've got Google Apps, and it's all allowable by the firewall. Now, so have a bit of a try checking that out. Yeah, I'm actually at home at the moment. I don't have a DEC email yet. So okay. So I just wanted to ask if Jay and Louisa can actually help answer some of these questions, because I think some of them are quite important. Okay. So Ruben's got his hand up. G'day, Ruben.
Hello.
How you going?
All right, thank you.
How may I help you, mate?
I was just going to say, when you're trying to do the apps, we found that it's much easier just to do the manual APK.
Okay.
Because it's just a matter of, you can do it a number of ways. You can either just copy it to USB and get a group of
Deploy it that
students to
way.
go around and install it.
Yes, yes.
Yep. Or you can actually use ES File Explorer to send the APKs by the network. But to use that, the main XO and the rest of the XOs need to have File Explorer open. And one of the issues I found was that they need to be on the same subnet.
Wi-Fi. Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Otherwise, it won't work. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that, Ruben. That's really cool. But basically, you have one copy of the same file, and you open up your XO, and it becomes a file server that your students can point their XOs to and download that app to you. So it's really cool. Thanks for that, Ruben. Is there anything else that you wanted to ask or add?
No, I was just going to say too, though, with that, what you were doing before when you were putting in your daughter's email,
Yes.
that you were using the wrong domain. You had the
Yes.
DET. Yeah, students don't have a DET email like that. They have the education one.
Fair enough. There you
Yep.
go. I just remember seeing it at a glance. I didn't have it. Oh, thanks for letting me know about that. Cool.
Yep.
All right, Ruben, I'll leave you to it.
Yep.
Thanks for that, folks. Now, guys, we're getting on to the 1 hour mark, and look, like I said, this is definitely being recorded. Before I let you guys go, there is a couple of more things I do want to poll. So I'm going to quickly do a poll for everyone. The first one is regarding the students being able to do this. You see, it's fairly simple, and we're very, very confident that we can launch the next stage called XO Mechanics, but it's up to the teachers to provide us with prospects to do that. So let me just quickly launch that for you. So the whole purpose of this poll is for teachers to help us identify these kids that we can mentor using your help, with your help, definitely, and using the apps that we're creating and using the instructions that we're creating for them to be able to open up APK files, install apps, reflash laptops, repair laptops, and maybe even help teachers. Yes, I said help teachers. So it's actually quite detailed this way. Okay, so I'm closing this in another 20 seconds, guys. So just to let you know, folks, we actually had a few apps that we've pulled from the App Store. Main reason is we are having partners come in that will have far superior apps than what we have installed. So just watch this space. That's all I can is all I can say uh, without telling too much. But what I'll do is as soon as we're done with this. Okay, I'm closing this poll now. So majority of everyone actually said they can identify a student to do this. And I'm really, really happy you guys have done that. That's really, really cool. And what I'll do is, as soon as we're ready, we'll be able to share with everybody your XO mechanic instructions. But we're looking at hopefully middle of term 3 for the full deployment of that. So still a bit of time, but hopefully with the instructions that we've provided online, the forums, and the support page that Jay and Lewis are doing, we'll be able to assist with the basic troubleshooting that you guys have. So last thing, I've already taught you guys how to connect using ES File Explorer um, to the cloud, but I haven't told you guys on how to connect using your own servers. So if you notice, there's just gonna do that, a selection here called network. Clicking on network, you've got that there. Oops, wrong one. Okay, this is really embarrassing. So on network, you can actually click on new, and I'm pretty sure your IT folks can do this for you. You can actually add either the domain name or the server IP address of the class server or the school server. So basically, each school would potentially have a server where students can save their work on, and each of the students will have some sort of a identifier saying, "Oh yeah, this belongs to Scott Fisk's year 4 group, and they've got 2 gigs of storage or whatever." So basically, you can ask your IT guys to help configure this, and you can use the XO's ES File Explorer to access that. Let's sec. Okay, so Sonia actually asked a really cool question. She asked, will we be able to use robotics with the new build anytime soon? I believe Paul is working on that. Paul and Matthew are working on that. So we used to have full compatibility with Lego robotics, and you can connect that to the XO, and the XO can actually control the robot. So yeah, we can get that as soon as Paul and Matthew finish the build, we'll be able to let you know about that too. So, okay. Now, folks, what I'll do now is we're actually just about 3 minutes before closing time. I've set up the webinar so you can actually reply and email me things that you'd like to see. So after the webinar is finished, all of you will get an email, and basically saying how well we've done. If you could please fill it in as best you could. And at the very bottom, I'd love to hear your feedback regarding what we can do better and what you'd like to hear about. As much as possible, all of our training will be on webinar format. Main reason is we're a not-for-profit, and we do our best to cover everything. But as you know, we're based in New South Wales. We're kind of limited that way. But I want you to see on the next couple of webinars, the next one we're going to go to Google Classrooms and Community Play Store. I don't know if we can get to that level because not everyone has that ability just yet. But I will talk to you about getting your XO ID and interacting with the XO community, the XO functions, and extracting APKs, which is pretty cool. Basically, you can have the file that the app came from, and you can then implement that and install that to other XOs. So that's basically what was spoken about some time ago. So folks, I'll leave you to it. Um, is there is there any other questions? Please feel free to just type on the chat or email me. But before you go, I haven't fully thought this through. No, not that I haven't thought it through, but we haven't prepared for it yet. But if we are able to, we would love to have an opportunity to visit each state and actually host an in-service in the state. But I'm not too sure how that works in terms of logistics. So if we do go to your state and host an in-service in one of the schools there, would you be willing to attend? Fantastic. All right, folks, I'm closing it in 10 seconds. How soon can you come? Thanks, Daria. That makes me feel really important. But I still have to pass this through to the boss. So yeah, we need to budget it. What I believe is what we'll do is we'll do two major schools in separate because we've got a map of the distribution of XO users. We'll try to organize two in services for everybody to have. So um, yeah, the face-to-face training can be there. I know how webinars are the most effective ways we can do it, but I know how it makes a difference to see a person face to face. So thanks, folks. I'm closing the poll. Okay. So let me just make sure I've got all of the topics covered. Multiple users, single users, collaborative work. Nice and easy, folks. When the student decides to log off, what they're going to need to do is simply just remove that. See that add an account. They can actually choose to either add their account, log in, and have them there, right? And when it's their turn to use it again, they can just search for their own account, click on it, and use that. Okay. So just to give you an idea, I've got two accounts on this XO at the moment. Oh shoot! What am I saying? You're not seeing it. I apologize. So with collaborative work or multiple users or single, because I know there are some students that are three students to one XR. Quickly before I lose more people, what you do is you just select one of these accounts, say this one, and when you do, you can click on the three buttons and you can either sync or remove the account. Personally, I would rather keep it there and just add another Google account. So each student will have their own account basically and just search what account they'd like to use. Like in this case, say for example, I've got 2 Google accounts there. If I want to use John at laptop, I'll just click on John at laptop and that's what I'm going to use. Or if I want to use my family account, I'll use that family account. Awesome. All right, folks, I will leave you to it. Have a great afternoon. There's another session at 6 in the evening tonight. If you'd like to hear more of what we have to say, please feel free to join us in about an hour's time. Mind you, the 6 o'clock one is aimed towards our friends from WA. So it'll be great if you guys could come and have a chat with your colleagues there. Before you go, though, I just want to show you the networking pages as well. So we've got the forums here as forum.one-education.org. The support page is support.one-education.org. However, we have something called the One Network, and what this is basically the apps that we've been talking about. Lewis has been kind enough to actually do some explanations on them and how you can use it. Apps that she's addicted to. So there you go, folks. Have a look. And next week, we are going to talk about installing APKs and the EXO community. All right, I'll leave you to it, folks. Have a great afternoon.